of catastrophic proportions. Now, what we are discovering, and CNN, by the way, is reporting on this. CNN is actually reporting on this, that there were 35 CIA agents that were on the ground in Benghazi when that attack went down. And what they were there to do was to facilitate gun running to Syrian rebels. They were taking rocket-propelled grenades that had been taken from Gaddafi when we helped topple him in Libya, and they were running them to Syrian rebels. 35 CIA operatives on the ground in Benghazi when the attack went down. And we can't talk to any of them. We don't know who these people are. We don't know where they are. Jason Chaffetz has been complaining about this. We can't interview them. We can't talk to them. We don't know who they are. We can talk to some State Department people, but the CIA people, 35 of them on the ground that night when Ambassador Stevens and 3 other Americans were killed, they were there. They were on the ground, either in the compound or at the annex. We have no idea who these people are. They have scattered to the wind. And here's what Trey Gowdy said on Greta Van Susteren last night, clip number 1, why we can't find these CIA people involved in this gun running. Why can't we find him? He explains why.
But he's the one who's blocking it. I mean, we can't find these survivors. I'd love to interview the survivors, but the administration is doing everything it can to hide them. They're dispersing them around the country. And of course, the CNN report shows that even CIA operatives who were there are getting intimidated from above.
Including changing names, creating aliases. So you stop and think, what things are most calculated to get at the truth? Talk to people with firsthand knowledge. What creates the appearance or perhaps the reality of a cover-up? Not letting us talk to people who have the most amount of information, dispersing them throughout the country and changing their names.
So Trey Gowdy saying, look, they are taking these CIA people that were on the ground. They got firsthand information. They were eyewitnesses. They were there when it went down, 35 of them. They're sending them throughout the country so we can't find them, and they're changing their identities. They're changing their names. So we couldn't track them down, even if we wanted to. Their families are being threatened if they talk to the press, if they talk to Congress. Now, it's interesting. CNN is on this. This is clip 2, Rob. CNN is on this. Jake Tapper. Jake Tapper is one of the few guys in D.C. that occasionally does good journalism. Cheryl Atkinson over at CBS News. She's done some good reporting on Libya. She got basically canned for it. She was sidelined for like 5 months. They didn't let her on the air because she was telling the truth about what the Obama administration was doing in Libya. But here is Jake Tapper and CNN reporting on this cover-up of all this CIA personnel and their activities in Benghazi. Here is CNN. Let's listen.
CNN has learned the CIA is involved in what one source calls an unprecedented attempt to keep the spy agency's Benghazi secrets from ever leaking out. Since January, some CIA operatives involved in the agency's missions in Libya have been subjected to frequent, even monthly polygraph examinations, according to a source with deep inside knowledge of the agency's working. The goal of the questioning, according to sources, is to find out if anyone is talking to the media or Congress. It's being described as pure intimidation, with the threat that any unauthorized CIA employee who leaks information could face the end of his or her career. In exclusive communications obtained by CNN, one insider writes, "You don't jeopardize yourself, you jeopardize your family as well." Another says, "You have no idea the amount of pressure being brought to bear on anyone with knowledge of this operation."
So clearly, Hillary Clinton completely, totally, absolutely, utterly unqualified to be the president of the United States in 2016. Morally unqualified, professionally unqualified. This is a huge cover-up. It is a scandal of immense proportions. The identity of CIA agents are being changed. They are being shipped to different parts of the country so they can't be found. Their families are being threatened. That's what we're dealing with here. Ladies, this makes Watergate. I mean, Watergate was a nothing burger. Watergate was a third-rate break-in. They didn't even steal anything. It was a nothing burger compared to this. If Watergate brought a president down, this ought to keep Hillary out of the White House and, by all rights, ought to bring President Obama down as well. Now, here is the second clip from the CNN report. Again, this is CNN. This is what's amazing about this. CNN reporting this. The other mainstream networks aren't picking up on this. They won't touch this with a 10-foot pole. But here's where they talk about this gun running operation. Let's listen.
Yeah, the speculation on Capitol Hill has included that, Jake, the possibility that the U.S. agencies operating in Benghazi were actually secretly helping to move specifically surface-to-air missiles out of Libya through Turkey and into the hands of Syrian rebels. Now, we know 2 U.S. agencies operating in Benghazi. One was the State Department, and the other was the CIA. The State Department told us they were only helping the new Libyan government destroy weapons that were deemed damaged, aged, or too unsafe to retain, and that the State Department was not involved in any transfer of weapons to other countries. But the State Department, Jake, clearly told us they can't speak for any other agencies, meaning the CIA. And when you start talking about missions, the CIA just flatly would not go on record with us about that.
So CIA over there involved in gun running operations to the Syrian rebels, arming Muslim militants. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, these Syrian rebels going after Assad, when they get done using these surface-to-air missiles on Assad's people, they're going to turn them on us. I mean, these are Muslims who are determined to exterminate, eliminate, and destroy Western civilization. Our CIA involved under this president's administration, involved in arming people that want to kill us. No wonder they're trying to cover this thing up. And don't forget, as I mentioned earlier, there is a global travel alert from the United States State Department, a global travel alert, warning citizens of possible al-Qaeda terror plot for the entire month of August. Our State Department says, look, Islam is at war with us. They want to kill infidel Americans. Don't go anywhere in the world in the month of August. I'm looking at a list of 21 embassies that are going to be closed on Sunday. And I'll tell you why when we come back. It's a holy day on the Ramadan calendar where you're guaranteed a ticket to paradise if you wage jihad. Back in 2.